Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, going to be a Midrank Madness game here between RKY and seabeetee here on Goldenaura. New map, new patch. Bottom right, going to be seabeetee, our red Zerg player. And in the top left, it is going to be RKY. Ricky, I guess. A blue Terran player. We're using the Game Hard Observer interface. Let me know if you want to keep me, if you want me to keep you using this, or if you want me to go back to the old WCS interface. How about that? Leave a comment if you want me to do that, okay? All right. So, ZVT here, sent to Sniper Monkey at the email address in the description with the subject of Midrank Madness. Just means it needs to be gold, platinum, or diamond level and be interesting in some way. And preferably on the new patch. So, this is going to be, wow, an 18 hatch. All right. That's interesting. A little bit greedy. Are we going to have a queen or lings out by the time the Reaper shows up? 16. Weird. Weird build order, but I don't know. Hatchcast pool is Hatchcast pool, I feel like. Anyway, we're going to see a Reaper here from Ricky here on Goldenaura. Gold minerals down at the bottom left here. We got ourselves a Zelnaga watchtower at opposite corners. No rich Vespian gas bases, right? Right. Okay. So Reaper expand timing from Ricky. Everything is A-okay. And everything is according to plan. We're scouting for proxies. We will not find them, but we're looking for them anyway. And this Reaper. Reaper name is the Detroit Lions from Nick D. Baker. The Detroit Lions suddenly woke up and found themselves inside a Dan Campbell manufactured Reaper suit. Having recently been terminated from a Jin Caldwell unit, they didn't trust Menk's orders. However, after just a few short years, they found success. Go Lions, man, Lions. Some of the toughest playoff history in all of NFL. We'll see. They look like a good team this year. They don't look world beating, but I don't know who looks world beating right now. Kind of crazy, right? The NFL has a ton of parity, a ton of kind of mediocre to bad quarterback play. And my initial question of, are you going to get your lings out in time to deal with the incoming first Reaper? The answer is yeah. Third base here? No. Third base here, says seabeetee. Loving that. That's what we're here for. And going through a factory into Command Center. Command Center starting sub 3 minutes. Very Morrow-esque of you, man. Very brave. We'll see if you can get away with it or not. Going to go for the Hellions to try to keep map control. Try to keep the Zerg player at home. This Reaper really wants to scout, but it's just going to die. No, it jukes left and gets out of here. I thought it was going to go in there, and that queen was going to kill it. Nope. Just popped in, saw what it could see. I mean, there's not really much to see. Good scout on the third base, though. I guess he hasn't gone deep enough to see anything. This could be a fast lair. This could be 2 gas, but instead it's 1 worker on gas, no lair. Really does droning up a whole bunch here inside the early game, which means maybe we're a bit vulnerable to Hellion stuff. We will have to see, won't we? One of the things that the pros can do that lower level players really struggle with is having a lot of queens out, right? A lot of queens, always positioned perfectly to deal with Hellions as they try to come onto your creep and try to kill your drones. Having the queens alone is hard enough, but then also having them positioned perfectly to deal with Hellions is extra hard. So you're not going to see somebody do that like that at this level, probably not. For seabeetee. Any Overlord perching spots here? Not really. Not so much. So you make 1 Marine, you kill the Overlord, and hope to supply block the Zergy Zerg. Unless he can make it over... Oh, he does! This is an Overlord perching spot, kind of. I mean, it's not really close enough to see what's going on inside the natural, but you can kind of see what's coming out of the natural, which is good information to have. I'm not going to say no to having that information at all. Okay. What do we got? Zerglings. Neat. What else do we got? Queens. 6 of those. Oversaturating the second base a little bit. Taking the extra gases and going for a lair here. All right, so this feels like pretty much anything. This could be a lot of roaches and ravagers. This could be a ton of lings and banes. This could be an attempt to go to a fast high, relatively speaking. So I love this angle of attack from Ricky, though. Coming in. There are no queens over on the edge of this creep. There's one queen here, but really only a handful of drones present at this third base, and some lings you could roast up too, possibly. Are we not going in? Are you waiting for a dropship or something? What's going on? Third base landed from Ricky. That's a big friggin' deal, man. Fourth base is coming up now from CBT, but the third base of this Terran player being here is awesome for Ricky. He's working on a medevac. He's working on a Marines. Tossing up double NG Bay. Is he waiting for a medevac to come pick these up and drop them in the main? I mean, it might as well kind of poke. Could have denied that creep tumor at least with 4 Hellions, but now... Oh, well, now he tries to go in. Weird, man. Timing's kind of everything in this, dude. Stop fire. Stop fire. Beautiful. Ling corpses littering the creep here. We'll fight you on creep, say the Hellions. Oh, maybe you don't want to do that, guys. Maybe fight them off creep. Traditionally, that's how that works, right? Alright, man. Not sure what purpose these rocks really serve. Ah, you come back in the same place a few times, though. A lower level Zerg player can get their queens over there in time to stop you once you come back for the 3rd time, right? That's good. That's really fun stuff. Oh boy. Well, us siege tank, loving that. These SCVs need to go back to work after building engineering bays. Lings are like, what is out here? Handful of Marines. They got a medevac. These Hellions are going to run up here first, see what's going on. They're faster, more mobile, more agile than the Marines are. But yeah, if you're here at 6 minutes and you haven't, well, I guess you did kill a single drone. It's better than nothing, right? As usual, better than nothing. Overlord down. Ka-chow. Combat shield on the way. Good, good, good. Further upgrades for the Marines coming in here, too. We got a Hydralisk Den from CBT popping. Maybe he's inspired by some of the Hydraling Bane play we've seen in this matchup by professional Zergy Zergs. Ooh, that tumor goes down. The queen. 2 queens sacrificed their life for it. That's a lot of lings, though. Yeah, anyone left behind is going to die. Oh, didn't get left behind, got picked up. Sweet. Sweet, sweet. Problem is, it's 66 to 51 workers right now in favor of CBT. Oh, Lurker Den. Quick Lurker Den from CBT. Okay, we don't see a ton of Lurkers in this matchup. We see it in kind of late game ZVZ. We see it against Protoss sometimes. Against Terran, it's not really been all that popular unless we're going up against Mech. But this is Midrank Madness. One of the reasons the word madness is in the title is because sometimes we get games that don't make any sense. Because players are doing stuff that's not going to work at the pro level, but guess what? It works here. That's what's fun. That's why I cast these games. Because we get stuff that isn't normal. Where did your medevac go, guys? Aw, where did that medevac go? All the way back home? 1, 2. Where's 2? Oh, over here? Oh, 3. Yeah, okay. So 1, 2, 3. They're all back home. Zerg player's getting a 5th base. Ricky, you're killing me, man. You have to mount an attack now. Maybe like, I don't know, a minute ago. But also now would be good. But the longer you wait, the worse it's gonna be for you. Just the brutal worst of all worst time. There's already 9 Lurkers up, dude. 9 Lurkers is pretty hard to deal with. That's a lot of Marine siege tank, though, man. He's just not protecting his 3rd base at all. He's really worried about some kind of attack coming into his natural. But instead, CBT's just sort of powering up. And by powering up, I mean he's at 78 drones. He's working on an infestation pit. He should get some upgrades for these Lurkers eventually. And CBT says, I guess 9 minutes maxed out. Well, almost maxed out, kind of. 170 supply here. Will be enough time to get out and get some stuff done. Remember what I said about this 3rd base being undefended? It's still undefended. Ricky's kind of in position to reinforce it if necessary, but if Lurkers just go whop right here, I guess there are some tanks high ground, but yeah, that's a lift. And, oh gosh, these Marines. Do you have detection, sir? I'd love if you had a little bit of detection. There's your scan. Ooh, Liberators too. Kill the Liberators. The Liberators are a problem. Siege tanks. Oh gosh. Liberator did not die. Picked up 5 straight kills there. Lurkers, burrow in. Lurkers spines. Doing all right, but really not intended to deal with Marines. They're really more for mechy stuff. Thors, right? Siege tanks, if you can hit them, they do bonus versus armored. That's exactly what the Lurkers are intended for. Mega Hive. Mega Hive, CBT. Mega Hive. Get the range upgrade for these Lurkers. It helps immensely. Get adaptive talons for these Lurkers. It helps immensely. All those things are good. What the cloak is that? Oh, Ghost Cloak. Okay, Ricky's working on Ghost Cloak. Third base dead, but we just landed the command center over at a fourth base. That's fine. Ooh. You know what would be really awesome is some banelings. I'm just going to throw that out there. It's a very marine-heavy composition right now, and some banelings would be so good. Well, one tank died. Medevacs kind of died. Liberator not parked right over like 10 Hydras. Does not die. Oh, it does finally die, but every Hydra goes down in the process. Yo, get out of there. That Lurker's got 2 kills. I guess he's okay. More lings rolling in. What do these lings have? They have +1 ground carapace, no attack upgrades. These Marines are at 1-1, so I mean upgraded advantage. Terran, at the moment, in a Ling versus Marine battle, that's for sure. There we go. Hive firing up. I don't know if he's planning on going for trying to just sniping these Lurkers. Not a bad idea. If you want to spellcast against these Lurkers, that'd be pretty darn effective. Siege tank fire! Get on out. Get on out. 82 workers. Zerg looking okay. Doing a good job at keeping drones off of bases. Well, except for this one that would otherwise be oversaturated. He needs to send, the math says, about 8. 8 workers over to this base. That'd be nice. You could use some workers over here. You really could, man. Creep spread. Pushing. Pretty well here. It's not the greatest creep spread ever, but it's also not nothing. So we'll accept it here in Midrank Madness, especially because he's been aggressive, which I love to see. Some Midrank Madness Zerg players are not aggressive, and it's like, well, I know how Cyril plays this, but I think you can get away with on attacks on bases. You're not playing against Maru. You're not playing against Clem, you know? So further upgrades, 2-2 coming in for the Hydras and the Lurkers, which do exist. The Hive is done. Right, that means you can get upgrades. There we go. Firing up seismic spines. Smart. Getting there at about 12 minutes. It's all good. 885 supply to 150 supply. Ricky, there you go. Third base under construction. Fourth base happily mining. Way oversaturated on that base, man. He's got 68 SCVs. He's making ghosts. He's going to try to snipe these Lurkers, would be my guess. Or maybe try to nuke them. Who knows? Well, since both players are just kind of hanging out, I don't know. It's going to come down to the snipes here. This is a ton of Lurkers. 17 Lurks are out with 4 more in production. Adaptive Talons on the way. How many ghosts are there? 4. You're not going to have enough snipes to deal with all of these guys. Oh, there's 8 now. Hang on. To deal with all of these Lurkers, still no. Maybe. There we go. Adaptive Talons and Adrenal coming in for these Lings that have no attack upgrades at all. 0 attack Zerglings make me sad, but if they have Adrenal, they make me less sad. No, go fight them. You've got +2 armor, or... Alright, Lurker spines. Look at the distance on these spines, man. Way out here. Like 11, I think, with seismic spines. It's a crazy distance. Not as far as siege tanks, mind you. No, do not engage. Do not engage from this angle, guys. Sure? There you go. Now you feel okay about killing these guys. Oh, maybe actually take down that command center this time, though. Lurkers are like, we can help kill this CC. No, you cannot. SCVs running for their lives. Man, some banelings. Like my kingdom for like 2 banelings on these guys. But they're taking a magical mystery tour onto creep, which is not what you want. And, well, the workers are, oh boy, workers are dying. One of them makes it back to safety. Good job. Ricky's SCV #1 there. Gets healed up. As a reward, it's 50 to 86 workers in favor of our guy seabeetee. And fare thee well. 4th base, you don't exist. You're a 3-basing Terran. Have 14 minutes. Lurker spines. Siege tanks. Man, honestly, mass siege tank would be kind of amazing here. Did he just... There we go. Some snipes are happening. Also, I'm hearing ghost death sounds, though. That's not good. Snipe, 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 snipe. 3 lurkers die. Remember what I said. Do you have enough ghosts for sniping purposes? Kind of, yes. Sort of. There are so many lurkers, though. Do they have +3 attack yet? No. That'd be awesome if they did. This Liberator stuff is so good against these lurkers, too. Ricky knows what's up. Ricky Tiki Tavi. Ooh, knocking down these rocks with your lurkers would be very fun and cathartic. Yeah, look at that. Look at that HP go down. Satisfying. And this 3rd base is going to die. Where is your army, sir? Well, gone. GG! And seabeetee gets the win with Lurker Hydra Ling today. 2-2 on the Lurkers and Hydras. Adrenal on the Lings, but no attack upgrades, which is weird, but that's okay. It worked out for him in the end. Man, some Banelings. Some Banelings would have been so good here. There's enough cash to make some Banelings too, right? Throw down a Baneling nest. Toss in 10 Banelings into this composition and just watch those Marines run for their lives or, you know, explode in explodey just piles of acid. What is the word I'm going for there? I don't know. Just puddles of acid, I guess. They will fight lurkers straight up in a lot of situations, but if there are banelings here too, they can't, right? They got to run away. And then the lurkers can continue their assault on a base or whatever they were doing before the Marines showed up. But that was some pretty cost-efficient stuff, man. We're looking at, as for a Zerg player to win a game where you lost about 1,000 more resources than your Terran player did, that's amazing. That is seriously impressive. But I guess that's what happens when you kill 49 SCVs, which is a ton of SCVs, an orbital command, 118 Marines, 8 ghosts. You lose 20 lurkers, about 100 lings too, 40 hydras. So yeah, giving what you get, but having those extra bases out, having a bank to fall back on, didn't even really need it. But this was some really good macro out of seabeetee. And using lurkers in a way against Terran that we don't see very much. And that was fun. That's what we're like to see here. And one thing I do want to point out is usually when we say the spellcasting player will defeat the non-spellcasting player in most games of StarCraft, right? But in this case, ghosts, right? Ghosts showed up with snipe. They were casting spells. They were sniping lurkers. But seabeetee had so much stuff, it didn't matter. seabeetee wasn't using spells. seabeetee was unless burrow's a spell, right? Show up, burrow, rah, use lings, use hydras. None of those guys have special attacks and get that win. So, well played. Well played, seabeetee. Way to get that win. Excellent Midrank Madness example. And yeah, when you lose 1 drone and your opponent loses 50 SCVs, you're probably going to win it. Probably. Anyway, hard to say. Hard to say. But anywho, that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a Midrank Madness. Go ahead, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
The path of ascension is before